Hey friends, this is Grace and welcome to video number 2 in my Stamp on Your Scrapbook series. Here I'm going to share with you the ways that I can incorporate stamping in my scrapbooking. So this is going to be another single page layout, and as you can see I am kind of fairly using some scraps here. My thought here is I'm going to focus on creating borders with stamps and also some heat embossing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a frame around my layout because I will be keeping the background as white so I can do some background stamping on it. And I use the blue one just to kind of incorporate the blue that I am wearing in the pictures. So the pictures, I had somebody take a picture of me in my last year of college. One of the electives that I chose was sewing, and so I kind of learned a few basic skills on how to sew or to create some clothes. And so I sewn that top that I am wearing, and so I just kind of had somebody, I think it was my daughter or my husband, somebody in my family had, I had them take pictures of me wearing what I sewn. So I'm going to that's kind of where the journaling will be, and also the title is that handmade, and then I created it. So I know that as a crafter, we kind of dip into all of the different crafts. And so that's one of the things that I love about crafting, is that we can try different things. We don't have to like stick with paper crafting, but we do also have, our kind of go-to craft, but then we can dip and try new things. And so that's one of the things that drives me to creating. So, I have a vision of in my mind of how this design is going to look, and I am marking those items there because I want to have a flower border on the side, or no, it's not flower, butterfly border on the side, but I also want to create a border all around the collage of photos and 3x4 block that I am putting onto the right side. So I'm using my stamp positioner from Tim Holtz, and I only have the mini. If this one will work better if you have the full 12 by 12, just because you don't have to move your paper, and because I'm moving my paper, it will have some crease, but I'm okay with that. At the end it wouldn't really show that much. So one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of make sure that the butterfly was overlapping a bit. And so the way for me to make sure that I'm positioning that clear stamp onto my paper is to have like a transparency, or in this case vellum. And so it helps to be able to position the stamp exactly where you want it on your paper, but not actually having it on top of your paper, if that makes any sense. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm like stamping vigorously here. It is because my white paper is actually textured, and so it's not smooth, so it's the image does not go onto the paper perfectly that first time. I'm also blocking off that border because I know that that stamp is gonna go through, or yeah, gonna go through on top of the border that I've already cut. So I put a little bit of scrap white paper there just so that the stamp doesn't go. And I did stamp that a few times, and I love this color. So I spent a lot of time stamping this, right? So the next step that I'm gonna do is the border. And you're gonna see me make a huge mistake here. So watch for it. I am going to slow down the video just a little bit, just to show you why I don't stamp a lot, because I make mistakes like all the time. So I am stamping this one, and my thought was going to do the border, and I have I have slippery hands. My block fell on the center of my butterfly. This made me really mad. Like, I wanted to cry. It was one of those where it's like, ugh, I've just like spent all this time stamping this and then I make a mistake. So I actually turned off the camera here and I walked away. I regrouped and tried to figure out what I'm going to do. So at this point, I just said, move on. You're going to figure something out. So I went back and I stamped my border. And as you can see on the bottom, it wasn't a perfect stamp. Again, another mistake, but I'm going to move on. And I think that's one of the reasons why I hesitate in adding stamps is because when you make a mistake, especially if it's on your background or if you spent a lot of time already, you either have to find a very innovative way of covering it up or that you just have to start anew. And at this point, I still didn't know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move on, hoping that inspiration will strike me. So one of the things that I wanted to do was, again, I have a lot of those quote and phrase word stamps, and so I'm going to incorporate a couple of them here as kind of like just a word strip, kind of an additional accent to the page. And I will be heat embossing this just so that the words will stand out a little bit more. I'm going to just use white on, this is kind of a dark gray cardstock, and I'm using a lot of scraps here, which also makes me happy. Now, one of the things that you've noticed me do when I'm heat embossing is I always use the powder so that I can get the static out, and at the same time I have just a dry brush to kind of brush off all of the excess powder onto my paper, or from my paper rather, just so I can have as neat of a heat embossed accent as I can. And these word stamps come from Kaisercraft. Okay, so now that I have that, I can trim it, and I'm going to put that on my layout. I also, as you can see, I'm showing you the stamp that I used for the scallop. And then I also stamped the butterflies from the Bow Bunny stamp, and there were larger butterfly stamps in that set, and I heat embossed that using gold, and I just fussy cut the butterflies, and that's going to be my accent. So that's another thing, that if you have a lot of image stamps, that you can always use them as your accent to your layout. So if you remember in the beginning, my plan was to put the journaling on this 3x4 block to add to my to that grid that I have on my layout. But I am going instead to put my title on there. And I'm doing the same technique that I did with layout number 1, where I had cut the letters twice, once in blue and then another in white. I did the shadow effect, and then I'm going to put that on the layout. And the layout title will just be simply handmade. And again, I use just a simple font. I find that the simple fonts are really easy to use, especially with this technique of shadowing. But I will try my hand on the script font with the shadow and see how that works in another, in a later video. So I felt like so when I was putting this together, I wasn't sure if I wanted a white to be the foreground or if I wanted a blue, but the blue just made it stand out a little bit more. Plus, again, it incorporates the blue from the top that I had sewn. So now that I have that done, I can adhere my photos and then work on the finishing touches for this layout. I hope that you guys are liking this series. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And as I end the year with my scrapbook series, you've seen, or I hope that you have watched the other series that I created this year. If you have an idea of series that I haven't covered, or you think, oh, Grace would really like, this would be in her wheelhouse, or I would like Grace to create a series with this kind of theme, make sure that you put that in the comment section below, because honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do next year. I like doing these series because it makes me focus on just one technique or one set of products, and just, figure out as many ideas as I can from that particular theme. But sometimes I run out of ideas. So let me know what you guys would like me to do for future series. And also, if you're new to my channel, or you have not watched any of my other series from this year, make sure that you check that out. I usually have a playlist for my mini series because I feel that's just the way I organize it. So all of the stamp layouts, or the layouts that I create for this particular series, would be in its own playlist. I did an embellishment one time, and so that's in its own playlist. And then I do double page layouts too, and that's in its own playlist. So I hope that you will check that out in my channel. And so now that the layout is done, as you can see, I covered up my mistake with the journaling as well as the butterfly, and that's good enough for me. I was hoping that I could keep that border of butterflies as is, like, nothing covering that up. But again, I made a mistake and I didn't want to start over. So that's just going to be it. Let me know in the description box below. Do you think that I had managed to redeem myself with my mistake? Or do you think that I just made it worse by covering it up? So thank you again for watching. There will be some still shots at the end of this video. Again, if you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And I will catch you guys in video number 3. Bye!